Digimon Story Time Stranger has introduced a surprising amount of new Digimon, alongside of course the big returns and even some surprises. Don't worry, nothing I've put in the thumbnails of this video are actually new Digimon for the game. They are returning Digimon that we've known about for years, but I just thought might work to kind of entice people. So no new Digimon spoilers in those thumbnails, don't worry. And almost all of the new Digimon you can just randomly bump into by evolving your Digimon. However, a good chunk are also tied to pretty key story moments. So now the game's been out a few days, and with a big spoiler warning, we're gonna go in order from already revealed to minor spoilers to big spoilers at the end. So if you're kind of checking out this video as a little bit of a testing of the waters, you're not gonna get spoiled by like a big endgame boss on the first one. And I will give you warnings throughout when you really need to bail. I considered waiting a little bit to make this video, but I think I wanted to strike while the iron is hot, because I know for a lot of people deciding whether they're gonna buy a Digimon game really does come down to if there's a plethora of new or exciting Digimon for them to check out. So I feel like this video could actually help. What is up, digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome back to another video, and I cannot believe we have sailed past 90,000 subscribers. If you're loving Digimon Story Time Stranger, you're loving this coverage, or just mildly enjoying it, would mean a whole ton to me if you could like the video. If you're on mobile and you have the feature, there should be a hype button. Not everyone has it, but if you've got it, helps immensely. And of course, please subscribe. We're at 90,000, like 500 subscribers right now. That 100,000 subscriber plaque is tantalizingly close. Don't do it just for me. Do it to prove that Digimon is bigger than ever. I also want to give a huge shout out to Andrew Stretch from Tech Raptor for helping me with some of the footage and info on this video. I've linked his review of Digimon Story Time Stranger in the description. I'd love it if you gave it a read. So we begin with two Digimon that were basically revealed around the same time, reasonably early into the marketing for this game, and that is Sharkmon and Skull Seedramon. Sharkmon is an interesting new addition to the aquatic Digimon lineup, looking like a good evolution for things like Tylomon. But I think for me, Skull Seedramon is a bit more interesting, as it's been a while since we got a new Skull variant, and it being a very OG Digimon variant too really works nicely for me. Not that there weren't already a lot of Seedramon variants, but it's well deserved. Sharkmon and Skull Seedramon of course show up in the Abyss area of Digimon Story Time Stranger, with the Shellmon and Divermon plotline, although interestingly Skull Seedramon might show up a little bit later than you're expecting. I'm not going to spoil where, but Sharkmon is one of the early Titan bosses we fight, and it's a very interesting boss fight. We don't have Digimon reference book listings for these Digimon yet, but their field guides are probably going to be pretty close to what the Digimon Encyclopedia ends up being, so let's run through those now. Sharkmon is an ultimate level, or perfect in Japan, android type virus Digimon, with the signature move All Out Bombardment, which is just a really nice animation, and it is said to be an enormous shark Digimon that's a digivolution of an aquatic Digimon with a surging desire to consume prey. Having integrated the data of battleships, over half of its body is mechanized. Sharkmon is a vicious Digimon that uses its anchor to catch and devour other Digimon dwelling in the net ocean or passing nearby. Its special move is All Out Bombardment, with which it extends and fires its cannons. As for Skull Seedramon, it is a virus attribute, also a perfect or ultimate. Honestly, when I first saw Sharkmon, I kind of expected Skull Seedramon to be its evolution at the mega level, but it makes sense because most other Skull Digimon are also ultimates or perfects, and it's an undead type. An undead Seedramon that swims the net ocean seeking Digimon prey, driven solely by instinct despite the loss of its flesh. Skull Seedramon's skeletal state gives it reduced resistance when swimming, enabling it to pursue its quarry relentlessly to any distance at high speeds. Once Skull Seedramon gets hold of a foe, it coils its long form around it and squeezes the life out of it with Death Roll. Its special move, Lightning Javelin, launches a sharp electrical shock from the blade atop its head. This attack grows in power the longer it's charged. And then also revealed in pre-release media was Master Blimpmon. I won't get into how Master Blimpmon manifests in the story, I'd love for you to experience that yourself, but it is a cool moment, and it's really interesting to see Blimpmon, a Digimon that I have talked about needing more treatment for years, getting an evolution. Still wish Gardramon could digivolve into Blimpmon. I'd have taken a mode change in the game, but it's really cool to see this evolution for it, and it is a data attribute ultimate or perfect level machine type Digimon, an airship Digimon that soars through the heavens. The previously incomplete Blimpmon digivolved into Master Blimpmon via improvements and remodeling. Now complete, its formerly exposed exposed balloon has been equipped with armor. Its finalized armor has reduced air resistance, increasing Master Blimpmon's cruising speed. This allows it to deliver its passenger Digimon swiftly to the battlefield. For its Zeppelin Circus move, Master Blimpmon shoots a bombardment of guided missiles from its many gun ports. During Daredevil Break, it crashes at breakneck speed into enemy encampments. So yeah, just a really nice upgrade on Blimpmon while keeping the overall form. There is actually another Master Digimon called Master Tyrannomon. When you put Master Tyrannomon next to Tyrannomon and Master Blimpmon next to Blimpmon, you can really see a nice little pattern forming in Digimon media. Then are two Digimon that you can get very easily in the game. And while one of them does have a side quest relevance, the other doesn't really. I mean, it has relevance to the plot of the game, but it doesn't actually show up in the part of the plot that it's kind of relevant to. Anyway, that first Digimon is Great Grizzlymon, a wrestler, perhaps a heel, or at least playing one, given this is an intended pre-evolution for Callismon, who is also in the game, to finally, after years, bridge the gap between Bearmon and Grizzlymon and Callismon. If you're not familiar, Bearmon and Grizzlymon debuted in Digimon World 3, whereas Callismon debuted quite a little bit before in Digimon V-Tamer, the manga, and honestly was kind of locked in what we call V-Tamer jail for quite a while, as a lot of V-Tamer Digimon that debuted in V-Tamer did not have outside appearances. However, in recent years, Callismon has showed up in Digimon V-Pets in the card game, and now Digimon Story Time Stranger with a brand new pre-evolution to boot. There is also some plot reason that I say that Great Grizzlymon gives heel wrestler vibes, but that's not necessarily true to its field guide, which states it's a vaccine attribute, not a virus. It's an ultimate or perfect level and a Beastman type. The self-proclaimed strongest hand-to-hand fighter in the digital world, Great Grizzlymon lives to entertain those who watch its battles. Its performance in battle captivates onlooking Digimon and enlivens the battlefield. It's a hard worker that never neglects its training so that it can live up to the audience's expectations. Any fight with Pile Volcanomon, its eternal rival, is a big event that draws in large crowds. Its special move is Spirited Claws, by it which slashes its foes with its fiery claws. So yeah, it's a wrestler, it's a performer, and it being a rival of Pile Volcanomon also makes sense because, according to the Digimon reference book, Pile Volcanomon started in pro wrestling and then became well versed in lots of other combat techniques. I love that. It's so cool to have this evolution, one of my favorites in the whole game. Then is a Digimon that I stumbled upon by accident while I was trying to digivolve other Digimon, and that is Embarmon. What a strange one this is. So at first, the Embar is a horse in the Irish mythological cycle, which could traverse both land and sea and was swifter than wind speed. Embarmon itself is a data attribute, ultimate or perfect level Digimon of the undead type. An undead Digimon that can traverse the sea and sky as if it were on land. That's a little callback to its Irish mythological roots. Erratic and belligerent, Embarmon don't move in groups, making them hard to sight. Typical of the undead type, Embarmon grants its rider undying protection. The only ones that can mount it are those Embarmon approves of as its master. When it reaches its max speed, it causes a shockwave that inflicts heavy damage to those around it. Its special move is Dead Angle Horn, with which it leaps to the sky and charges from the enemy's blind spot. Alright, now we are crossing over into straight up story spoilers. While I will keep it very brief and very vague so you guys can still enjoy it, this is the first major spoiler section of the video. And I want to begin with Titamon and Skullbalukimon, which we've actually seen in promotional material before, so not a massive spoiler. However, it being basically its own DNA Digivolution, mode change, whatever you want to call it, of Titamon and Skullbalukimon is very interesting. This is not just Titamon riding a Skullbalukimon, it's a Digimon form. And indeed, in the game, you have to have Titamon and Skullbalukimon at the right personality to access it via DNA Digivolution. This pairing actually makes some sense for the history of Digimon, as Skullbalukimon was one of the Titans in Digimon Crusader, kind of our first, or one of the first, Olympus 12 Iliad themed stories, a discontinued mobile game, and indeed Skullbalukimon almost made it into Hacker's memory, alongside Bearmon and Chimeramon. So its inclusion here feels like great lore and missed potential inclusion for more Skull Digimon by giving it a prominent boss fight with one of the leaders of the Titans in Time Stranger. The evolution requirement for Titamon and Skullbalukimon is agent rank of 8 or higher, Titamon's personality to be reckless, and Skullbalukimon's personality to be sociable. And it is a virus attribute Mega Plus level Digimon. What this means is, in Time Stranger, Digimon that are technically Mega level but kind of more powerful. Throughout the years, this has been called things like Ultra in English media and Super Ultimate in Japanese, but technically, according to lore of Digimon, there is no level above Mega. So Mega Plus is just a signifier that these are stronger than Mega but still technically Mega. And it is a deity type Digimon. Skullbalukimon, thought to be without emotion, overpowered and made tame by Titamon. Compensating for the mobility that was Taitamon's sole weakness, Skullbalukimon Taitamon riding resembles nothing short of a fierce deity, as it races freely about the battlefield. Normally, the black chill emanating from Skullbalukimon's Digicore instills the fear of death in all who touch it, rendering them powerless. Taitamon, however, used its unyielding mental fortitude to absorb Skullbalukimon's dark cold and add it to its own strength. In addition, Skullbalukimon's data fused with Taitamon's Zanjinto sword, transforming it from a long sword into a huge double-bladed polearm. The grudge data billowing from Zanjinto was also further strengthened by the black chill of Skullbalukimon's Digicore, causing any foe struck by it to suffer physical and mental wounds that never heal. Skullbalukimon Taitamon riding uses its special move, Senjin Kishinzan, to spin its polearm form Zanjinto around and around, mincing the Digicores of its foes into tiny particles. If you don't know what a Digicore is, it's basically what a Digimon is. Their core, their soul, the thing inside them that their avatar as a Digimon is built around. Moving on into another mounted Digimon is Craniamon and Embarmon, and this does not show up in the main quest. I was very surprised about this actually. This is a side quest Digimon. I personally haven't been able to unlock this side quest yet, but it's pertinent to the Royal Knights and features Craniamon earning the trust of Embarmon, which makes sense actually, as Craniamon also has some Irish connections, with its reference book listing stating Craniamon uses the special move Cleave Sullish. I've probably butchered that, I'm sorry, I don't speak Irish. Spins its magical lance at a high speed. And interestingly, the Cleave Sullish is the Sword of Light in Ireland. It's a trope object that appears in a number of Irish and Scottish Gaelic folktales, and the quest for the Sword of Light formula is catalogued as a motif. So Craniamon is building on Irish and Scottish folklore here as a member of the Royal Knights, which makes sense, as they have links to Arthurian myth of Wales and the UK and parts of Ireland. But like I say, I never saw this in the main game, so I don't have much more to say on it, but I do encourage you to get your agent rank up so that you can unlock this mission and try it out in the full game. To get Craniamon and Embarmon, you need the agent rank of 8 or higher. Craniamon's personality needs to be devoted, and Embarmon's personality needs to be sly. It is a vaccine attribute, interesting, makes sense as a Royal Knight I guess, a Mega Plus level, and a Holy Knight type, just like other Royal Knights. Sometimes a select number of Royal Knights recruit local Digimon from where they are dispatched to in order to receive assistance completing their assigned mission. The methods they use to recruit these allies tend to vary by mission, but Craniamon challenges those Digimon it deems worthy to single combat and forces them to submit. Craniamon acquired this mounted form during a mission after defeating Embarmon. It is believed that Craniamon, ever the perfectionist, wished to utilize Embarmon as a steed in order to complete its missions more efficiently. Despite many fierce battles between them, their mutual recognition of each other's strength has created a strong sense of trust, resulting in remarkable mobility and attack power. Their special move, Ruthless Charge, features Embarmon galloping at full speed, while Craniamon performs a thrusting attack with its magic lance, Cleave Solish. Given the speed of Embarmon's charge and their combined mass, together with Craniamon's brute strength, most Digimon caught in their path are scattered like leaves. Additionally, the blessing of undying protection that Embarmon grants its rider also applies to Craniamon's shield, Avalon, allowing it to use Breath of the Gods without the usual 3-second limitation, meaning it can nullify attacks indefinitely. Alright, now we are moving into straight up main story questline spoilers, so this is your last chance to get out of here if you don't want to see them. I will not touch on exactly how they manifest in the story, but needless to say, they are significant boss fights, and the first of those is Zombie Plutomon. This is not really a mode change, but a straight up dead Plutomon that as part of the story was tricked and stripped of his power. For me, it was one of the toughest boss fights in the entire game because of the specifics it instills, like not being able to gain critical points and making healing very difficult other than in certain situations. It's a really creepy figure. I am going to avoid exactly what happens to Plutomon in the whole game before and after, but it might not actually be what you expect. But in the field guide, it's a virus undead type mega level Digimon, nothing surprising there. Plutomon's Digicore has shut down due to reaching the end of its lifespan, but strangely its body is still functioning. It no longer retains its core mission of defeating evil. It thinks of nothing but devouring the data of other beings and endlessly wanders in search of new Digicores. Unlike when it was alive, it is now a terrible predator in a completely different sense, as its decaying body will never know satisfaction no matter how many Digicores it consumes. Its special moves include Hell Slicer, which shoots out X particles from its left hand in order to cut the enemy to pieces, and Marionette Abomination, with which it bites enemies and infects them with a virus that turns them into a puppet, forced to do its bidding. Truly a phenomenally creepy version of an already pretty creepy Digimon. And then finally, I'm counting this on a technicality, and no one I know has been able to recruit this to their side. This is your absolute final warning for a major spoiler for the game. There is a boss fight involving Chronomon. Yes, the evolution of Hyokomon from back in the day, a Digimon we've been looking forward to seeing a long time. I am definitely in my full playthrough on stream going to be trying to get both Chronomon forms. There was a Holy mode and a Destroy mode. But interestingly, a boss fight in this game also features Chronomon Destroy in a new format, which according to some data mined files, at least internally, is referred to as Chronomon Robo. I'm not going to say much other than that, and I've tried to crop out as much of the fight as possible just so you can see the design of this Chronomon Robo, but it is in the game, it's very interesting, and I implore you to play the full game to check out exactly what's going on with Chronomon. Alright, that is it. Every brand new Digimon, I'm talking brand new, not coming back after a long time, Digimon in Digimon Story Time Stranger. If you do think I've missed one, let me know in the comments down below, and if I have, there will be a pinned comment. Please always check the pinned comment before you comment. Oftentimes the pinned comment will feature stuff that you've picked up on, but if it doesn't, I'll try and put it in there. Thank you to my sovereigns, ZDK14, Chaotic Prophet, and Jeremy Babineau, as well as everyone else who supports me over on patreon.com/Karn EX and here via channel memberships on YouTube. There has been an insane uptick of channel memberships recently thanks to the stream, so I appreciate you all so much. I hope you're enjoying your early access, so thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.